now we're going to look at playing the guitar. Basically, we're going to look at playing notes, playing the strings with this hand, what we're going to do with this hand on the fretboard here. So we're going to start with some single note exercises. I know you probably want to get into chords. We're going to work towards that, but before we can play chords, which several notes played together, we need to know how to play those notes individually. So if you haven't been to groundbreakcreative.com yet, jump on over there. You'll get these lessons all in line so that you can learn the stuff leading up to this point if you're beginning. Otherwise, carry on with us here. So the first thing we're going to look at is a pick, or a plectrum to be technical, but everybody calls these picks. So if you go to the music store, just ask for picks. So they come in lots of different thicknesses, which determines how bendy they are, basically. Okay, so there's a little bit of trial and error in that, and finding the ones that are comfortable for you. The ones I like are a 0.73 millimeter thickness. Okay, I presume in America that you guys can still translate that measurement, because these probably come from you guys anyway. So we're going to look at using these. We're also going to look at some other things to do if you don't have one of these yet, so you can carry on. So using a pick, what we want to do, this is with our right hand that's going to strum, as long as we're right-handed. Okay, if you're left-handed, that's going to be the other way around. Just on the left-handed thing, if you find yourself putting the guitar backwards, like that, but you're actually right-handed, okay, just flip it over right now, yeah. Because what happens is when we're little kids and we mimic people playing the guitar, kind of like what we're doing now through a video, because of the way it looks here, you try and mimic it the same way around, but you're actually a mirror image. So even right-handed people will start out sometimes thinking that the guitar goes the other way around, but just flip it over right now at the start and it'll make life a lot easier. Cool? So, so this is my left hand up here on the neck, my right hand down here. Little side note there. So all I'm going to do is my first finger and my thumb. So this is another one of those things that it's going to be comfortable in different places for different people, but a general rule of thumb. So that piece there between that first bit of knuckle and the end of my finger, kind of right in the middle of there, I'm going to put my thumb. So I end up like that, and then I'm just going to sit the pick in there. So I don't want to grip the pick like real hard so that it's got no movement in it. You just kind of want to hold it there reasonably loosely, so that you're not going to let go of it, but so that you're not gripping it real hard. Little ones like these are kind of handy that have a bit of a grip in them when you're playing fast stuff. Makes it easier not to let go of them. Cool. So the other thing is with a pick is you can change the distance of how short or long you have it. I like to have it around the middle. Cool. And then all we're going to do is play the string like that. So as I do that, I'm kind of angling down a little bit, so I'm not coming at it across that way. I'm just going down the string. And then when I want to pick up, I'm going to turn the pick and come back up the other way. And then you get faster and faster, and that becomes less pronounced. So that's something you can start out practicing, just doing that, just on your low E string there. Cool. Okay, so if you don't have a pick at the moment, because you may not have known that you were going to need one of them, a couple of other things you can do with this right hand here. You can use your thumb. Or what I generally like to do is I take this same setup we were like that, but all I do is I put them together like that, so that they're straight together, and then I actually use my nail there. The reason I like that one is because if you are playing in the middle of a song and you drop your pick, you can just carry on. Okay, so it's not going to be quite as loud as when you had the pick, but if you hit a little bit harder, you can actually do that without anybody noticing the change, and you don't have to stop playing and go and pick up your pick in the middle of a song, which is really distracting. So yeah, that's the other things you can do if you don't have a pick. But go out and get a pick. What I find with picks is people go, oh, I don't like using a pick because it's so hard, but it's just one of those things you got to learn to do it, and it's better to learn it to do it now at the start than to come back later and try and do it. So yeah, just stick at it, because you need to know this if you're going to play guitar. And then we're going to look at what we do with our left hand here. So to play a note, so that's our open note, our open E. If we want to play our F here, we need to fret. So what happens here is the note is actually being played from this metal bar. So the job of our finger is actually just to hold the string against that metal bar. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to be right behind the bar, but not on it. Okay, because the further back I come, the more chance the string has to vibrate on the fret, and it'll make a buzzing sound. So to keep it nice and clean, we want to be right behind the fret. But if we play on top of the fret, some of my fingernail is coming in front of where that fret is, so that's actually going to change the note. You're not going to hear that, but we need to be playing right from where that fret is. Cool. Also, another thing when we're fretting a note, okay, so we're playing right behind that fret, but also the part of the finger that we want to play with is right on the end. So what I like to do is I just hold this on here a little bit, and I'll mark the end of my fingers so that you can see what I'm talking about, hopefully. So see where those marks are, right on the tips of my fingers? Okay, so I want to be right on that, that nice strong bit there. I don't want to be too close to the nail where I'm going to slip off the top. I don't want to be too far this way where I'm going to slip that way, but I want to be right on the end. Okay, so every note I play, so when I'm playing a chord, same thing. Every finger is coming straight down, okay, and right on the end of that finger, so it's nice and strong. So now, because we've done the other lessons, and we've done that finger separation exercise, moving all the fingers individually, okay, we're going to do a little exercise here, but it's going to get a little bit harder. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4 with each finger, okay? That's going to be the start of the exercise. Okay, so work on doing that first. Once you've got that, we're going to go. So we're just going to move that pinky up a fret, and then we're going to go back down. So up 4, slide the pinky up, back down, and then we're going to come to the next string underneath, which is going to land here on our 2nd fret, and do the same thing, and then straight underneath again. And carry on. And then once you reach this bottom string, you can start coming back up again. finish there at our E octave. Cool, so that's a little exercise you can practice through. It's going to help with your fingering as well as your string selection, okay? And then once you get that down, you can start doing a down and an up. So and so on and so forth right through that whole exercise. Okay, so that's something to work on and to play with. And once you get that sorted, then on our website, groundbreakcreative.com, jump onto the next video, which is going to be a real foundational part of playing the guitar and music as a whole, something that you really need to know. But we're going to get this playing and this fingering stuff down first. So, see you soon.